are back to your show Good Morning Kuwait, and now we'll go on with our second interview segment. A mother of an extreme picky eater who shifted her career from being an educator to a picky eater specialist, rising education in female nutrition as well as kid nutrition, and introduction of solid food. She believes that all kids have the right to eat well, to perform better at school. She has established plus PBA, free mini figures, size depends on age, to ensure safety in addition to tools like tongs or scoops or molds to enhance the experience. She is eager to benefit children to improve language or strengthen their fine or gross motor skills and expand creativity, which is perfect for kids to play away from screens or those with challenges or sensory seekers. Dear viewers, let's welcome with us Sarah Aljaber, dietitian and feeding therapist. Hello and good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
We are pleased to have you here in the show, especially for parents who have kids younger than 6 years old, let's say. Because picky eater, we will talk about this in the questions, but first of all, tell us about your job. What is the significance of being a dietitian, especially for female and kids?
I'm a dietitian. I work with extreme picky eaters there are different terminologies. They're problem feeders, you can call them.
Yeah.
They're anxious eaters also. I work with them and their parents in order to put some program or strategies to help them eat well, food with quality, and most importantly, just to make a good relationship with food. Part of my job is to educate, so that's the reason why I like to work with female and children, just to educate them how to eat well, how to elevate the quality of their life through nutrition. And I believe the nutrition starts from females before they get pregnant, when they decide to establish a family, because that will later on
will affect the baby?
Of course, yeah, will affect their children.
There is a question I'm not shy to ask about. I think we are all picky eaters, especially grown-ups. So, and you mentioned something very important, which is anxious eating. We all do that. What the distinguish between children and grown-ups? Because I think I have these symptoms.
You know, that's the reason why we want to intervene early, as soon as possible, because we don't want it to grow, we don't want the children to grow with it. And there is a misconception where they will grow out of it. Actually, no, they will not grow out of it. We need to help them in order to expand their diet. Because food, alhamdulillah, luckily, it's available everywhere. And there are varieties. The more you eat from different food groups, the better. But extremely picky eaters, unfortunately, they cancel a whole food group, like the meat and dairy, or dairy products, or let's say the grains and bread group. So they cancel a whole food group. They will never benefit. They get to take any benefits of this particular group, whereas the typical picky eater may be, you know, with some help, little help, they will be able to eat like at least 3-4 items from each food group, which is good. And then with time, maybe they will be more adventurous to try something new. The anxious eater will never try something new. They develop something called a new phobia. We want to actually avoid that thing, because whenever they see something new, especially food, they will feel so anxious, and they will cause trouble to the whole family. So they will refuse to eat it. We want to avoid this stage. Also, that will develop later on into something really serious, where it will require feeding therapy. Feeding therapy is a very hectic, very annoying process.
Of course, it's not easy, because it's not easy for me as a parent to take the sweets and the chips from my son, because he will cry. I was talking to you because I am interested in this subject, because I have a son, 2 years old. So he eats the regular food, which is good for him, but he also eats the treats.
the snacks.
Snacks all day.
Yeah, that's.
We don't have time.
That doesn't have any quality.
Of course, it's only sweet.
We call them junk food because they don't have a good quality.
Yes.
So we need the children maybe need to start as soon as possible.
Yes.
To work on the quality of the food he's taking. And also you need to work on the, we were talking about it, discussing the scheduling. Scheduling actually will help you to help him learn his hunger cues. So you basically train his hunger. So the better they're aware of their body and their feelings, they're hungry, the satiety, and these cues, they will be better eaters because they will help you also to help them eat whenever they feel like eating.
And you are one of those, Sarah Aljaber, that you are doing great job and your established business. Tell us about the sensory kits, especially for the OTs and the SLPs.
What happened that my son was diagnosed with a sensory issue. Okay, it's a proprioception. Because we have 8 senses, not 5. So due to that, he started avoiding food. Avoiding food is a way of kids to communicate to you, to tell you that I'm having trouble. There is something wrong with me. Because there's no child, just put it in your mind. There's no child doesn't like to eat. So all children should be explorer. They should explore food. But when they avoid it, that means there's something wrong with them. Especially trouble twos because you have a 2 years old. So just keep in mind, any 2-year-old, whether a boy or girl, their favorite word is no. So they will refuse everything. But you need to distinguish. Are they just refusing because they're trying to establish a personality, or they're refusing to eat because they're anxious, there's something causing some pain in them? So that's the reason why I moved into making this project where I make some messy play, sensory kits, sensory bins, in order to desensitize, to help children explore and desensitize and get exposed to different textures in order to be able to eat well and have fun. And this will help them also to develop their gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and other skills, not only in nutrition.
Yes, well said, Sarah, because I really have this valuable information from you, and well said on how to treat this. But tell us more about this condition. Is it a mental condition, or is it something in the genetics?
It's a neurological. No, it doesn't. It's not genetic at all.
So it's a mental, maybe.
Neurology. More in the, they actually tend to exaggerate. So whatever, for example, every one of us has some sort of sensory avoidance. Okay, so maybe you don't like to, let's say, touch cotton, for example, but I'm okay with it. I don't exaggerate.
It's not a phobia, right? It's something
it's not
special about you.
Yeah, yes. So for example, you try to avoid the textures where it's sticky, for example. You don't like sticky.
All the sounds of the wood.
Exactly, even this. Yes, exactly. You feel like your teeth are scratching each other.
So this is something in the brain.
Yes. So the neurological aspect, it has a neurological aspect out of it. So this is a sensory integration, basically. OTs and SLPs, those who were trained in sensory integration, they can explain it best, to be honest. But what happens is, just in the simplest way, you tend to exaggerate about certain senses. For example, I do exaggerate when someone scratches something. I feel like my teeth, they're scratching each other. Others may not find it annoying, but kids with sensory issues, they will definitely exaggerate. Their reaction will be exaggeration, especially, for example, when they eat something that makes them uncomfortable. They just feel like they're eating spiders. That's exactly how they feel. That's how they exaggerate it.
They link that actually to high intelligence, actually. So you are lucky to have the son with these sensories. Because I think for my son, he only eats, he eats everything, alhamdulillah, so we don't have a case. So now let's talk about the messy play, which is something not have to do with the mentality of the kids. I think it will give them pleasure. So tell us more about messy play.
Messy play, there is no certain definition for it, just it's basically kids will get messy. There is no rules in playing. Okay?
They are messy anyway, so you give them the freedom.
Exactly, you just give them the freedom. You give them something called base. Base could be something wet, like when you put some corn flour with water and it will turn something muddy, and then let's say I add some chocolate to it. That's basically your creating bud, and then you add some stones, give them some tracks. They will play endlessly. They will be creative. They will start to communicate, and it will develop their language. That's the reason why I work with SLPs, speech language pathologists. Also, that will, if you give them some tools like tongues and scoops and these kind of things, this will actually enhance their fine and gross motor skills. So basically, it's messy because there is no certain rule. You just give them, build a theme, and just give them the sensory bin, and then they will play endlessly until they're satisfied.
I think we have to take care of this messy play for our children, because they always on the move. So if you keep them, give them iPad, give them sweets, this will be really hurting for them in the future.
They learn through play. So children, if you want to teach them something new,
mixing play with education is a brilliant idea.
Exactly.
And all the information from you, Ms. Sarah Aljaber, we really enjoyed the information. Thank you so much for coming to
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
You are most welcome. Dear viewers, that was Sarah Aljaber, dietitian and feeding therapist. Now we will go to a quick break and continue Good Morning Kuwait. Don't go away.